After doing OnlyFans management for the better part of 2 years, I have been through quite a lot. And I know that all my compatriots that frequent the Telegram groups, the long timers, the full timers, the diehards, have all been through these things as well. And I would even call them some sort of rite of passage or coming of age moment, like getting hair on your balls, so to speak. And in this video, I am going to give you 5 of these coming of age moments, rites of passage that every OnlyFans management agency owner goes through. What's up, everybody? Yala Poppy from simphunter.com, and go check out my lovely links in the description to improve your efficacy as an OFM guy. Rite of passage number 1, getting your Wise account banned. So you can't speak for everybody, but if you were a Western man, in a tier 1 country, let's say, you probably don't have Skrill, you probably don't have Paxum, you probably don't have any of this shit. You've never heard of it. Maybe you've heard of Wise, and you have a Wise account, which used to be TransferWise. I'm old enough to remember. I used to have a TransferWise account. Anyway, now it's Wise. And when you get started, it's just easiest to set up a Wise account. I might be dating myself here. This might not even be the easiest way anymore because my Wise account's been banned for a long time. But it is, I guess, the most common payment platform for your average tier 1 country inhabitor. And it's just easy to get set up and have your model make a Wise account and verify it and all that stuff. I mean, actually, now that I think about it, they're all kind of the same, aren't they? Oh, I know why Wise is getting your Wise account banned is a rite of passage, because they don't allow this OnlyFans stuff. As far as I know, Skrill doesn't care. Paxum is very adult friendly. And all the rest of them don't really give a shit. Wise does care. It is a problem for them. And once you start making a certain amount of money on OnlyFans, the payments that come through will start to trigger some sort of something on the model's account, and you will get your account banned. Now, if you do get it banned, it's not a huge deal. I remember when it happened to my models, they gave them give them a long ass time. They're like, we're shutting your Wise account down in 2.5 months. And it's like, oh, okay. Well, thank you for that. Really appreciate that. Quite a long time. Whereas with Stripe, it's like, oh, we shut you down today and refunded all your customers. So getting your Wise account banned, I would say, is probably one of the first. Let's go to the second one. The second rite of passage in the OnlyFans management community is getting scammed. Yes, getting scammed. Now, I've been scammed many times. Most people, well, not most people, basically everybody's going to get scammed. Somebody's going to get you, and I've been scammed for a lot of money, to be fair. But somebody's going to get you for $50 or for $100 or $200 or $500. You're going to buy a model from somebody who doesn't really sell models. You're going to buy Snapchat ads from somebody that doesn't really sell Snapchat ads. You're going to buy fucking, who the fuck knows? Some chatter's going to I should make a separate video. I'm going to do that. All the times I got scammed. That's going to be a fun one. And to be fair, what's a scam? Right? When I say scam, I don't mean you hired a service provider and they did a bad job and it was nothing like what they told you. And oops, too bad, you already paid in crypto, get fucked. That's not what I mean by getting scammed. Getting scammed is like, I'm buying 10 Reddit accounts from you for $200 and then I pay you and you delete all your chats and fucking disappear. I've been scammed a bunch. Holy shit, man. As I'm just sitting here talking about it, I'll tell you one. I've said this is a recent one. Well, 4 or 5 months. Somebody reached out to me. This was an ex-proxy customer of mine. They reached out to me and they said, hey man, I'm really struggling for money. I need to make $1,000 in 3 days or this terrible thing will happen. And here's what I can offer you in return. Here's what I can do for you. And I knew this person. And I took them at their word. I took their word at face value. And we agreed that they would do some sort of traffic service for one of my models on Clapper. If you're watching this video, you know who you are, and you owe me $950. So anyway, I was like, okay, sure, no problem. And they're like, oh, well, I need, what was it? They needed a Google Pixel, right? So like, oh, I need, I can get the phone for 200 and like, I need this and that and like pay the ad money and like their profit ended up being like $500, which is fine. That's fine. I'm willing to pay that. I'm okay with you making a profit. That's, it's business. Anyway, long story short, like I paid them and then they kind of delivered on the method. They were going to give me the method and run the service. They kind of delivered on the method and then they stopped. They didn't deliver the service and they wouldn't answer my chats anymore. That's just one time. I got a bunch. It hurts. But anyway, it happens to everybody. And if you are the type of person, maybe I'm just too trusting. Maybe I'm too optimistic. And I just trust that if somebody says that they're going to do something for me, that they're actually going to do it, unless it's really obvious, like model scam or whatever. But it's going to happen. Number three. I'm kind of embarrassed to say this one. Beef on Telegram or beef with somebody in the community. You got to have some sort of beef going on. Now, I'm remarkably beef free. I am a beef. I don't have beef with anybody. Maybe some people have beef with me. I don't have beef with anybody because like I don't care that enough to like give them to shine the sun on them, if that makes sense. Like, oh, you have a problem with me? Oh, that's cool. And who are you exactly? Oh, nobody? Oh, you have like some random username and like no profile picture and you're not a real person? Okay, cool. Well, please talk about me in groups, please have fun talking about me. Like I'll take the free publicity. I don't care. But beef on Telegram can take many forms. Okay. You can have beef with somebody that's like big beef, right? Like I could tell you some stories of stuff that's happened behind the scenes of people who have, names that and some things that have occurred and you would be shocked. Or it could even be as small as like you getting into some fucking little tiff with somebody in the Telegram group over semantics. Like, well, no, you said this and I meant this and blah, blah, blah. And some fucking dumb dick waving contest. It's all stupid, to be fair. It's like, it's all really, really stupid and unnecessary. And unless you like, there's no purpose for it. Why? Why are you going to distract yourself from doing something that'll put money in your pocket to like try and, flex your brain muscles on somebody in Telegram? It doesn't make any sense. It's dumb. Don't do it. But it is a rite of passage. So, it will happen hopefully for you at some point. And then you can check that box. Number 4, getting screwed over by a model. So, similar to how you will get scammed. And again, who knows? Maybe this doesn't happen to people, but I feel like it is a rite of passage. I've been screwed over by 2 models, and they both owe me $5,000. So I don't think they watch my videos, but like they definitely don't watch my videos. One of them, basically, what happened was, I've kind of told this story. It might have been my old channel, so it's taken down. But basically what happened was I was working with this girl. She was great in every way, just hard worker, made a bunch of content, gave me everything I needed, like ASAP, would go above and beyond and like try and think of other ways to get shit done. And then she disappeared on me for like 2 months. And there was, I still had the chatter going on there because she was very responsive. And I was like, oh, well, maybe, she'll come back after a week or something. Anyway, there was like $5,000. No, it was like $4,000 or $5,000 in the account. And she disappeared for like 2 months. And I was like, okay, well, she's not answering my messages. The $5,000 is still sitting there. So like, I don't know what's going on. I guess I'll just wait. Anyway, she reached out to me a few months later and she's like, hey, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I had to run away from my ex who was so abusive, and like, she gave me some fucking story. I really want to get started again. I really want to do this. Like, can we do a withdrawal? Oh, and I controlled the Wise account. That's right. That's funny. I controlled the Wise account. So like she needed me to do the payout. Um, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, sure. Oh, no, no, no. This was in the Wise account got banned. That's right. The Wise account got banned like right before she left. Coincidence? Maybe. The Wise account got banned, so I couldn't do the payout. And it was just sitting there. And she's like, okay, well, I'm going to connect my bank account and get the money out. And, you know, fucking, I'll pay you your share right away for sure. Didn't pay me. Kept or like continued working with her, tried to get her back on her feet, got her account. At one point, okay, like I'll tell the story quickly so I don't want to dominate the whole video. But she kept talking to me about like how somebody was hacking her and like disconnecting her Wi-Fi and like resetting the password on her accounts. And I was like, damn, I guess her ex-boyfriend was just like this crazy hacker guy or something. It's really fucking going nuts on this girl. And then one day she sent me some crazy text messages. She had my number. She sent me these crazy text messages. Just like, I don't know what's going on right now. I'm freaking out. Like she's going to, you know, fucking self-delete. And I was like, listen, call me on the phone. Let's do a call. Right. And she called me. And I wanted to do a video call because I like to do video calls with for business. I prefer video calls. And her pupils fucking like this on drugs, crazy drugs, like not high on weed or whatever, like powders that go up your nose or crystals you smoke in a pipe, something. Anyway, that put a lot of stuff in perspective. I was like, oh, she's a junkie. Now it makes sense. I'm not getting that money back. Anyway, and after that, she like asked me for money and I sent her some money. I knew I wasn't going to get the money back, but I was like, okay, like, you know, I just felt bad for her because this is not like some random person that I never met or knew or something like that. Like we had a long working relationship and you form a bond with those people. I do at least. So I sent her some money. And then after that, I just kind of lost it on her one day. And I was like, anyway, it's a long story, but like, I just basically told her like, I'm done working with you. I'm terminating our contract and don't contact me anymore unless you have my $5,000. Good times. Anyway, that's a rite of passage, getting screwed over by a model. And I do consider that getting screwed over. Like you want to play your violin for her and say, oh, she was on drugs and she was going through something hard. Oh, boo fucking who, dude? This is business. Like you took money that is mine and I want it. So like, fuck you. Go cry about it. I don't care. Like you took my money. Anyway, whatever. OFM rite of passage number 5. This is kind of related to the last one, is having a model quit even though she was making money. So, it happens, right? As a new agency owner, your focus is like, I have to get this girl making money. I have to get her traffic. I have to get her subs. I have to sell content on her account. I have to bring money in. Otherwise she's going to quit. Well, I will tell you from personal experience, and this is not something that I just saw like once or twice. This is something that I saw for a lot of girls for months, is that they would stay with me and they wouldn't make any money. I would have these girls signed and it would be like this one girl now, we've probably done like, I don't know, maybe like 70 grand total. No, actually that's not true. That's only on OnlyFans. I don't know, maybe 70, 80 grand, let's say, right? And for the first 3 months, she made under $100, like under $100, but she didn't care. She was just, who the fuck knows what she was doing? I'm meanwhile like trying to figure shit out. And then 3 months later, boom, all of a sudden one day she starts making money and that's it. She's been making money ever since, thank God. And then the flip side of that, and that's happened with multiple girls. That's not just the only one. Like it's happened other times as well. It's been my fault, but it's happened. It's a thing. Like a girl will stay with you if she likes you, even if you're not making her money like you said you would. And having a model quit, even though she's making money, that also happens. So this has happened to me a few times, and it always happens for the same reason. And this reason, like, if it happens once, you're like, okay, it's just the girl. It's just her weird thing that like she wanted to quit because of this reason. But if it happens more than once, then you're like, okay, there's a type of person who will quit because of this. And the type of person that it is, both times it has happened because a model felt like she was being misrepresented and her brand was in danger. The first time it actually happened with the first model that I ever had who made any money. Very sweet girl, Brazilian girl. And this was the first girl that I ever like told to do the TikToks. And within a week, she had a fucking viral TikTok of like 800,000 views. And then all of a sudden, tons of subs. And I was like, oh, fuck, well, I better get a chatter. I got a chatter, lucked out with the chatter. All day one, sold like $200, no training, didn't know what he was doing, just amped to sell. And she was making like, she got to the top 1%, which back then was like, I don't know, $9,000 or something. But she was making money. Like she was a lot of the times in OFM, people, if your account isn't doing, like you feel bad if an account is doing under 20K. You're like, oh my God, I can't share this screenshot. It's only 14,000 this month. It's only 7,000 this month. Oh, I'm such a failure in this business, right? Because there's survivorship bias. People, you compare yourself to people that do fucking crazy numbers. But you got to understand, it's a very small percentage of the people who actually do this. Anyway, a girl who puts in her pocket an extra $4,000 a month from like making some TikToks every once in a while and you selling her content that she made 3 months ago. She's happy about that. She's stoked. But this girl, so the chatter that I had on her account, the reason she quit was because the chatter was just like clearly not the girl. Like clearly not this girl. You know what I mean? Like the girl, she was nice and sweet and demure and fucking caring and loving. And this chatter was like, hey baby, you're going to come so hard when you see this. And it was just like aggressive. And a lot of people asked her on her Instagram, they were like, is that you? Because that doesn't sound like you. And it got to be so much for her that she was just like, you know what? Like I want to run my own account. And what could I say? Like she had a point. I get it. And the same thing happened with another girl. And this was at a stage where like, I didn't know how to train chatters. I didn't know how to recruit chatters. I didn't know how to manage chatters. I didn't know how to nip that in the bud. Cool. And she quit and it sucked. All right. Those are my 5 OFM rites of passage. Thank you for watching and listening to this video. What did you think? Like the video, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.